Good day, my name is Dread. Welcome to Miss Valley Entertainment News. And today we've got Baldur's Gate 3, patch number 3. Go through this, and as always, anything they blacked out in the patch notes, we won't be reading what's blacked out. We don't want to spoil anything for those of you who haven't finished the game. So, this is Friday, September 22nd, 2023, patch number 3. Mac support, magic mirror, and more. Ooh, very M. Version number 4.1.1.3732833. Hello everyone, patch 3 is now live for Baldur's Gate 3. Yay! Mac users and chronic character recreators rejoice. Chronic character recreators. Wow. They're doing the alliteration here. Friday's update will bring the full release of Baldur's Gate 3 to Mac. Hey, Mac users rejoice. And allow you to change your character's appearance in-game via the magic mirror. These patch notes are hefty and once again exceed Steam's character limit for patch notes. You want to skip the highlights, check out the full notes, to the link. So, Mac support. With patch 3, Baldur's Gate 3 is now fully supported on Mac. As with the PC release in August, saves made in previous versions of Baldur's Gate 3 on Mac will not be compatible with the full release. To prepare your Mac for the full version of Baldur's Gate 3 and minimize potential compatibility issues, we recommend you fully uninstall the game and remove any mods before installing the latest version. Mac users be warned. The minimum and recommended specs for Mac users have also been updated. We recommended M1 Pro processor and FSR enabled to run the game at high or ultra settings on a Retina display. Check the Steam store page for more details. Mac players, thank you for your patience. Now gather your party and venture forth. Magic mirror. Tucked away in your camp, exuding a certain, we found this at a vintage fair and it's too fancy for our current home energy, is an item called the magic mirror. Tales have been told of its legendary ability to permanently alter the appearance of one who gazes into it. The magic mirror allows you to change up your appearance whenever you like, however many times you'd like. There are some restrictions. Your appearance, voice, pronouns, and nether regions can be changed, but your race, subrace, and body type cannot. Origin characters, hirelings, and full illithids cannot use the magic mirror. Cosmetic modifications that are a consequence of your gameplay choices will persist. Egg got your eye? Swallow any interesting tadpoles lately. There's no magic mirror mirroring those big life decisions away. Personally, we'll be applying incrementally heavier eyeliner whenever we have a dark urge moment in our playthrough to really emphasize our descent. Ooh, the mysteries of the void. Time to change that ill-advised hair color. Once again, our patch notes have been defeated by the Steam character limit. Read the full notes here. Beware of spoilers. Check out some of the notes for patch 3 below. We're still working on further updates with additional features and epilogue scenes. And your continued feedback is helping to shape and impact the future of Baldur's Gate 3. Isn't that nice? Your continued feedback is helping to shape and impact the future of Baldur's Gate 3. What a wonderful company Larian is, and I really do mean that. You should all celebrate what a great company they are, honestly. Until next time, thank you for playing. Highlights. Baldur's Gate 3 is now fully supported on Mac. Mic drop. Leave the stage. And a magic mirror that lets you change your appearance is now available at camp. Combat. Cazador now cannot do something, no spoilers, if in magical sunlight, such as that created by the daylight spell. Fixed, somebody or something blasting right through the ice shields you can hide behind. Grim suddenly got eerily smart and was avoiding the something in the adamantium forge. With a nervous laugh, we dumbed him back down a little. Fixed level 4 or higher Divine Smite, allowing you to add Divine Smite as a reaction, allowing for 2 Divine Smites in one attack. Oh, nice. Fixed the Divine Smite damage increasing over the cap of 5d8. Made several improvements to the Poltergeist enemy. They are now revealed on being attacked or hit with Radiant Spirit Guardians. They will not turn invisible again if they are still in a character's invisibility aura. In Balance and Explorer mode, they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws when invisible. The range of their attacks has been reduced, and they won't try to keep distance from the player in combat so that they are easier to find. Fix the sneak attack damage bonus not increasing to 6d6 at level 11, and fixed a case where multiple smoke powder arrows could be used for free while the extra attack feature was active. PS5. The colors of the PS5 controller will now match elemental damage types more closely. Performance. Improved performance in the lower city. More to come. Art. More dye colors, more intense and more visible. Made dye colors more intense and more visible on some armors. This will only affect newly dyed items, so nothing already dyed, obviously. Dragonborn characters can now select any of the barbarian piercings. Fixed Shadowheart going blonde when equipping a hat. Oh, apparently she went full California girl. Improved the reflection in the spectator's eye in the Underdark. Fixed face tattoos disappearing when zooming out. Flow and scripting. Fixed a bug where companions temporarily leave the party, for example, being sent to prison, would forget their partnership history and could act unusually cold towards you. Fixed a bug letting you trade with Cazador while he's something. Improved the Asterian romance flow if you agree to spend a night with him before going to camp by disabling some less important camp moments. Fix some dialogue options only showing up once when talking to Withers. Fixed a blocker where if you knocked Orin's something into the chasm, you can't get her something. I'm going to guess ice cream cone and wallet. Right? Fixed an issue causing Daemon to enter combat and die at last light, preventing Karlach's story from progressing. Added a journal step for when the tieflings leave the Emerald Grove. The Forging of the Heart quest will also close if Daemon is no longer available in the region. Fix the game thinking you're dating Gale instead of Karlach in one of the dialogues with Karlach. You now need higher approval for Shadowheart to confess her Shar worship to you. Mishka the cat will now follow you around if told to, even if you don't have to speak with animals. Halsin, Jaheira, and Minthara will no longer be able to undergo Volo's something. It's just not their kind of pastime. What kind of strange, kinky games is Volo playing? Fix not being able to something by interacting with her knocked out body if all of something are destroyed. Lae'zel will no longer tag along, whether dead or alive, after you something when she's something. Fixed a bug allowing you to yoink the something right out of the so-called something if someone in your party is in an interactive dialogue with someone. Makes sense. Fixed a flow issue in Shadowheart's endgame romance dialogue to make sure Karlach something if Shadowheart says she'll something. Fixed Karlach's journal mistakenly saying you arrived in the Shadow-Cursed lands when you arrive at the Rosy Morn Monastery Trail. Will should now acknowledge Karlach approaching him for the first time more consistently. Fix an issue that caused the Shadowheart swimming scene to not play for some players. The narrator no longer thinks you're something when you're not. Well, the narrator no longer thinks you're smart when you're not, player. Fixed companions talking about killing something or someone after meeting someone or something, even if the former is already dead. Fixed issues with Asterion discussing topics that are no longer relevant. Oh, he wants to talk about like the first Star Wars movie? No, that's still relevant. Never mind. Rework the interaction between Neri and Minthara. The Travel to Moonrise Towers quest no longer sends you to Minthara after saving Neri. He is a liar. I don't know, try to say that word. Of his own now. He gives it to you if you something. This musical instrument can now be used to call for the Drider through the Shadow-Cursed lands like Minthara's musical instrument does, and both musical instruments have new descriptions. Hey, I'd say tell me down below how to pronounce that word, but all you do is you just write the word again, and that wouldn't help. Neri no longer mentions Minthara in his Speak with the Dead. You can ask Minthara for a safe passage to Moonrise if you heard about it. She will ask to raid the Emerald Grove first. If this happens, Neri can be asked about Minthara, and then Minthara can be asked about Neri. Oh my goodness. The journals for Travel to Moonrise Towers and Follow the Convoy were updated accordingly, and saving Neri no longer creates a danger zone if the Durgar was killed before clearing the cave-in. During your date with Karlach, Tender Hank will no longer walk away to reveal another Tender Hank standing behind him, staring. Oh, creepy twin Tender Hank. Got it. Gameplay. Following spells will now correctly break the Sanctuary condition. Call Lightning, Evard's Black Tentacles, Polymorph, Hunger of Hadar, Fear, Ice Storm, Flesh to Stone, Divine Intervention, Hypnotic Pattern, Slow, Stinking Cloud, Banishment, Glyph of Warning. Level Up will now queue all characters who can be leveled up. You don't have to click on them individually. I applaud that. That's a good one. Fix some corpses never showing the empty tag after you loot them. I noticed that too. Fix not being able to use some reactions while in disguise. Cazador's Staff, whoa, now correctly unlocks a Blight spell when equipped. Whoa! Fix several magic items and Volo's Ursat's Eye losing their power after you were killed and revived. Fix the spell sniper feat not working on attack spells. The spell sniper feat will now correctly reduce the critical hit threshold by 1. Fix the Idol of Sylvanas buff disappearing after a long rest. NPCs will no longer run away from anything but the something to improve interactivity and flow. Mummies raised through Create Undead can now jump to follow you around better. Jumping mummy. I want to make a MILF joke, but it's not that kind of mummy. The Everburn Blade, well, unless you're into that. The Everburn Blade now correctly sets explosive surfaces and explosive objects alight when hit. The Misty Escape feat will no longer break concentration. Reading shop signs will no longer be considered a crime. What? That's insane. The Cutting Words reaction is now set to Ask by default. Summoned zombies and skeletons will no longer be able to pick up loot and disappear with it when dismissed. The Azure Summons Overheat ability is now available on its hotbar when summoned. The Nimble-Fingered Gloves now correctly apply their dexterity bonus to gnomes, halflings, and dwarves. Oh, it didn't like the little people, eh? Fixed an Animate Dead exploit allowing you to summon 2 skeletons from the same corpse. Okay. Optimized how the game handles object selection on controller, and fixed Sovereign Spa being able to resurrect hirelings with animating spores. We taught him to not use this on player characters anymore. UI, your selected trade mode, trade or barter, is now saved to your player profile. Added an option to the default online settings to let you automatically listen in when another party member enters a dialogue in multiplayer. Clarified when something is a resistance, a vulnerability, or an immunity in the examine window. Added a notification for when another player in your party is trading. Fixed spells being interrupted by climbing, allowing you to attack twice while climbing down from a crate. Updated the character sheet on controller to place active conditions above the list of notable features. That's right, I got itchy. You ever get an itchy nose while you're talking? Me neither. Level design. Fix some small holes in Act 1 that weren't letting tiny characters through them. Writing added a dialogue option to the first in-person dialogue with the Dream Visitor to avoid only having 2 antagonistic choices. And rewrote some spell and action descriptions that were too vague. Audio. Fixed Raphael's boss fight music sometimes being incomplete or missing. Fixed some VO not playing in dialogues on PS5 split screen. Fixed audio cutting out when 3D audio enabled on PS5. Optimized audio in merge split screen cinematics. Cinematics. Improved contact when petting Kethric's good girl Squire. I don't think I even want to know. Trent wants to know. Added some lovely blood spurts when Volo carries out his expert operation. Fixed Will's horns clipping into Karlach's face during an Act 2 romance scene. Fixed missing music on the will path of Karlach's endgame scene in Avernus. Placed a nice purple picnic blanket in a romantic scene with Gale, and fixed a camera spin if you choose to prefer to spend your time with him on a bed. Fixed Shadowheart looking like she's either in pain or about to sneeze in the background of a dialogue with Thulla. Added some missing boo squeaks. Woo boo. Reworked the intro of the scene when you approach the altar at the blank and fixed some bugs. Updated cameras, facial expressions, and head directions to better suit the tone in dialogue with Shadowheart. Fixed some pops and camera issues when you started dating Lae'zel, including Lae'zel's body flying elsewhere and then back again mid-dialogue. Boo will now be framed in the shot as intended when you talk to Jaheira after rescuing Minsk, and fixed Scratch floating in the air while you pet him by the post house in Rivington. Gonna write that up. Again, it says read the full patch 3 patch notes. Some of the entries may have spoilers. Everybody, thank you so much for watching this. This is Misspelling Entertainment News. My name is Dread. I am your Miss Lord. We're working our way through everything that's important to me in gaming and other entertainment news. Upcoming on the channel, once the Ahsoka series, the last 2 episodes are out, I am going to rewatch the series one episode at a time. And now that the series is over, give my breakdowns of each episode and what I thought about it and what the important points were, people to know. For those who are interested in my opinions on this, and let me tell you, on my Discord, Miss Valley Discord, I talk a lot of Star Wars and I read and listen to a lot about Star Wars. Love it. So I hope you'll stick around for that. That will be coming in the next, in a few weeks' time. But in the meantime, we'll cover anything else that I see fit to. Thank you all so much. Miss Valley Entertainment News. Catch y'all later. Bye bye.